I've been asked what are some of my best tips for frugal living. I've always been frugal, but even over the last couple of years, we have tightened our belts more. And two of the things that we have noticed that has helped us the most is making our own broth. And if you haven't started doing this, it can save you a lot of money. There are so many recipes that either chicken bouillon cubes or those chicken granules or something is added into it for flavor. It can go into your soups, your stews, your casseroles. And those cartons of chicken broth are pretty thin and pretty watered down. They don't have near as much flavor and they cost quite a bit. So I take my Sundays, if I'm not doing anything and we're just around the house, I just throw in one of the carcasses from chicken or turkey. Today I'm doing my turkey bones from Thanksgiving. We didn't have time to deal with it then. We didn't have room for the broth in our freezer because we already had a lot. So we just stuck it in a zippered bag and froze it. And then when I have time, I just make the broth. And it really pays off in the future. All I do is just add it to a pot of boiling water. I add probably 2 or 3 teaspoons or tablespoons of salt throughout the day. I continue to taste it and I add parsley, and that's all I do. And then at the end of the day, when the bones have boiled down to almost nothing, then we either put it in a jar and let it cool, or we put it in baggies and freeze it. And I just add water as the day goes on and continue to taste it and make sure that it's where I want it to be. The other thing that's made the most difference are energy prices are so much. So we have been unplugging everything we don't use. And it may sound like a lot of work, but if you put them on those power strips, you can just flip off everything at once. We do that in the living room with our TV, our lamp, all the stuff that's plugged in the living room at night. We do that with everything in the kitchen, the microwave, the coffee pot, all of that is on a power strip. And we keep our dryer breaker shut off. We keep our electric hot water heater shut off, and we only turn them on if we're going to use them. I found that I only need to have the electric hot water heater breaker on about 30 minutes every 48 hours for us to have hot water that entire time. So those are a couple of my best tips that has made the most impact on us. But remember, all those things add up. All those little things that you do add up, and you have to decide how bad you need the money, how much you're struggling, and if it's worth your time to do those things. It's been worth it to us.